fragrance master. I am the fragrance master. What the fuck? Trained you better than this, Axe? There's only one thing left to do. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Danny, and this is That Makes Sense, where we're giving you the most down-to-earth, no-nonsense reviews on the best men's fragrances out there. Today, I'm here to explain to you why you should wear fragrance and what are some fragrance basics that you should know. As a man, smelling great is one of the most important things you can do. It's like the finishing touch on a beautiful suit, like a slick new finish on a brand new Mercedes. In many scenarios, your fragrance is actually speaking for you before you can even open your mouth. So you're gonna wanna make a good first impression. So what are some basics that you have to know? Well, number one, match the right fragrance for the right time of year. During the summer, you're gonna wanna go with something that is citrus-based, like Creed Aventus. As it works down to the base, you have ambergris, which really pushes out the citruses and that sharpness, and then you have a deep musk in the bottom. This is a beautiful fragrance and an excellent choice for the summertime. For the winter, you're gonna want something that is dark and brooding and sexy. Maybe something like an oud wood-based fragrance, or maybe a tobacco-based fragrance. These usually tend to be more masculine. The other thing that I like to recommend to people is not to shy away from using a lot of fragrance. People tend to get the idea that less is more, but really you have to know your perfume. So when it comes to something like Creed Aventus, this is a very strong eau de parfum. I know that 2 sprays is sufficient. Spring fragrances, you can also go with something citrusy, but maybe something with a little bit more musk and depth to anchor it, because it will still be a little bit cold. For the fall, you can go with something that is oriental based or spice based. Typically that can contain notes like cinnamon, vanilla, and something in between summer and winter. So definitely as you're getting ready for the cooler months, you're gonna want something that will slowly become more dark. Maybe more cedarwood, maybe more sandalwood. Over time, and after testing different fragrances, you'll become more familiar with the different notes there are. Some notes to familiarize yourself with are leather, citrus, orientals, spices, fougères, gourmandish type fragrances, which typically smell like a gourmet item, usually very sweet, chocolatey, and caramel based. The number 2 thing that you should know is your sillage. Now, sillage is this sort of scent trail that moves behind you as you walk. So it's when these fragrance molecules are going off into the air and people around you can smell them. That's how you capture somebody's attention. So when you walk past a woman and you have this beautiful scent trail, this sillage behind you, she can really become captivated by that. This is how you make the good first impression. When you walk with confidence, dress well, and smell amazing, you become irresistible. Usually I like to go with fragrances that have a very wide sillage, usually 3 to 4 feet, like Creed Aventus. This automatically tells everybody that I am the best smelling guy in the room. And I'm so humble about it too, aren't I? Something that goes in line with sillage is projection. Projection is how far off of your skin that fragrance is going to project. Not to be confused with longevity. Longevity is how long the fragrance lasts on your skin. Some fragrances can have amazing longevity, where if you really go and smell it, at the end of the day, it may still be there. However, if it's not projecting, it's not gonna be very noticeable. At times in the fragrance community, we call that a skin scent. So after 3 to 4 hours, when you can only smell that fragrance on your skin, it's a skin scent. You're gonna want something that has more power behind that. I always like fragrances that are stronger, that way you can always apply less, versus having to apply 5 to 6 sprays. Number 3, don't rub your fragrance. A lot of times I see people like to rub in their fragrances when they're trying them out or applying them, and this is an awful idea. The reason you don't want to do this is because you're destroying molecules and bonds of that fragrance that is on your skin. You're just automatically taking away life from the fragrance. Albeit, it may only last 4 to 5 hours, you're still destroying those top notes. A lot of those top notes are very delicate, like citruses, for example, like oranges and lemons and grapefruit. You don't want to destroy those molecules because that's giving you that piercing top note. Number 4, Why I call fragrance fragrance and not cologne. Fragrance, you have all kinds of concentrations. You have eau de cologne, eau de toilette, eau de parfum, and parfum. Parfum is going to be the highest concentration of actual fragrance because fragrance is mixed with perfumer's alcohol. That's why when you spray it on your skin, it's able to dry down. So your parfum-based fragrances usually last a lot longer, they project more, and they may be a little bit strong. The eau de toilette is great for sort of short-term use. If you're wanting to get a sparkling, beautiful, top note based fragrance, an eau de toilette is excellent. For something deeper, go with an eau de parfum. Another reason that I call fragrances fragrances and not cologne is because some of the best fragrances out there are actually unisex, especially in the niche world. Fragrances like Baccarat Rouge 540, Initio's Side Effect, Parfum de Marly Layton. These are excellent, excellent choices. They're gonna run you a lot more, but these are technically unisex fragrances, which is why I say fragrance instead of just cologne. Number 5, wear fragrance. Wearing a fragrance is just an amazing way to accessorize yourself, really enhancing your intrigue whenever you're meeting someone. Even if you're not trying to be flirtatious or playful, smelling good automatically increases your attractiveness, increases your likability, and sends a great message. Number 6, know the difference between designer and niche fragrances. Designer fragrances come typically from a designer house like Chanel or Dior or Tom Ford. Usually these designer houses produce other items like handbags, clothes, suits, and all sorts of other stuff. A niche perfume house is going to create only fragrances. That's their specialty. The only thing they do is fragrance. Usually they're going to use a lot more expensive ingredients, more natural ingredients, and they're going to have very unique, captivating scents. A designer fragrance is going to be something that you smell at your local department store. You may have to go to a boutique to smell something like a niche fragrance. Some of my favorite niche brands include Parfum de Marly, Initio, and Kilian. Designer fragrances are also more mass appealing, meaning that your average everyday person who isn't into fragrance is going to like it. Thank you guys so much for checking out this channel and watching this video. My name is Danny, and this is That Makes Sense. I hope that all of that did make sense for you guys and that you understand why you should wear fragrance. Again, I encourage you, please be the best smelling guy in the room. Be that entrepreneur. Be that businessman. Be that, heck, you could be that Viking for all I care. Go and be the best version of yourself, and when you wear fragrance, it will only amplify that. So once again, thank you guys for watching. My name is Danny. Peace.